Thank you.
Good campaigner, too. I was down in Louisiana. I mean, they like her campaigning. The question is Louisiana too red now to keep Senator Landrieu as the incumbent?
I mean, she's made it 3 times. They've elected her 3 times. And yet, you know, a couple days prior to the election, she came out and suggested they just don't like women in the South. And this is why she's been struggling. They put her in office 3 times. We'll see whether tonight makes it 4.
10 minutes. We are still waiting for the Senate Minority Leader, Mitch McConnell, and you can hear the crowds there in Louisville, I think, getting ready to call him out.
You know how you read these briefing books that they give us, and they
Which
tell
are
you,
voluminous.
I mean, this is just the Senate alone. Just so, I don't know if you can show it. This is just the Senate, okay? So, and
Yours
actually,
are so much neater than
well, yeah, it's Abby. You know, she arranges everything. In any event, in here, they talk about Mitch McConnell. Did you know that he had polio as a child, and when he was 2 years old, his mother stopped him from walking until the age of 4? An impossible task, because she was told this was his only shot of actually walking once he got past polio. And look at him now.
Let's listen in to Louisville.
Tom Tillis was a good candidate. Mark Pryor turned out, I think, despite his pedigree, his father, of course, was a United States senator, to have been a far weaker candidate on the stump and in debates than we had ever imagined. He got stumped by the press, you may recall, in the questions he was asked. He asked about the Ebola preparations, and he said he wasn't in a position to answer. So I think he turned out to be a weaker candidate. Tillis wasn't maybe was not the greatest campaigner.
You mean Tom Cotton?
I mean, Cotton was not perhaps the greatest campaigner, but he was a very well qualified candidate for the job. Member of the House, military background, as you pointed out, attractive resume.
Well, not just military background. This is an Harvard-educated lawyer, Army veteran with combat experience. After the September 11th attacks, at the start of his final year of law school, he decided to change course to join the military. I mean,
right.
he got his degree, he worked for several years to pay down his loans, and then he enlisted and deployed to Baghdad.
Look at that.
I mean, it's pretty extraordinary.
Yeah, wins you some points with people in Arkansas.
Right, and actually they had made his military experience, or Mark Pryor had taken a shot at his military experience early in the campaign.
Yeah, he said he thought it gave him a sense of entitlement. Wasn't that the comment? Yeah, it didn't work.
As a turnoff to Arkansas voters.
Exactly.
He never really had the momentum behind him, Mark Pryor, in that race, such as we're watching in Virginia, where all the momentum seems to be behind the Democrat until tonight, when it counts.
Sure. We're looking live in New Hampshire, by the way, Manchester, awaiting Senator Jeanne Shaheen and her victory speech after we have called that race. One of them is off our list, but we have many others still on.
I didn't know if we were going to make it through that segment without putting up that Cosmopolitan centerfold picture of Scott Brown, but apparently
I'm really happy we did.
See the need to air that, I guess. Yeah, he was.
No, it's okay. I think we should move on.
I just noting. I talked about Mitch McConnell's polio, and this was a relevant fact about Scott Brown. All right. How about, Dana, Colorado and Senator Udall? I almost said uterus. Losing out this contest. I mean, all right, we've got a race call to make for you now. Fox News can now project that Republican Doug Ducey will win the governorship of Arizona. Ducey, the state's treasurer, will defeat the Democrat there, Fred Duvall. So there we see another Republican winning, although obviously this state was held by a Republican governor.
Former CEO of Cold Stone Creamery.
Good stuff. Delicious ice cream.
It is.
Yeah, wow, congrats.
We are waiting for